In this special Sundance blog preview edition, Hustle and Flow director Craig Brewer discusses the making of his Sundance film entry, Black Snake Moan, with Millimeter's senior editor Michael Goldman. Stay up to date on this year's Sundance happenings with our Sundance blog at blog.digitalcontentproducer.com/Sundance.
Well, I would say that in terms of its look, Amy Vincent and my production designer Keith Brian Burns, we decided that we didn't really want to mess with a good thing. We liked the way that Hustle and Flow looked. There was a certain way that Amy and Keith worked in terms of choosing a color palette that we had come to agree on by particular photographs that we really responded to, mainly the work of Bernie Imes and William Eggleston, who both photographed this region, and we're all big fans of their work. And also just kind of going around to some of the smaller southern towns and seeing that there's particular colors that have been left in the South from the 70s and 80s, kind of like that Michael Jackson Thriller orange jacket, that leather jacket that he had, I don't know if you remember that zipper jacket that he had in Beat It, but that color orange is something that we kind of celebrate in Black Snake Moan. It's a blanket that's on the couch that Christina Ricci's character lies on. For us, it just felt like the kind of North Mississippi blues that we were exploring, and so I would say that even though Hustle Flow was shot in Super 16 millimeter, and we used the DI to kind of boost the color a little bit, we did something similar with Black Snake Moan, but we were also very inspired by Sergio Leone movies, more of a Western style with the 35 millimeter, with the Super 35 millimeter. The difference in post between Hustle and Flow and Black Snake Moan, I think we just all really got to do what we always wanted to do, and that was have high-def dailies. So I would get nice DVD dailies. They would not be in high def, but they would just be the copies for me to watch as a director. But then when me and Billy would meet, we could watch, just crystal clear dailies. Even though they hadn't been tried, the DI hadn't been done. Amy already has done so much of the work on the front end that it was just gorgeous. We could cut together the movie, and we could show a high definition version of the movie to people just coming over to watch it at Billy's studio. And it made a world of difference. I can't tell you, how distracting just burn-ins and crappy dailies, make me. It's like the way Billy and I edit, we really try to put sound and music all together right at the same time, and so we really are seeing a complete picture in front of us. So the high-def dailies, it was night and day. And then we could also, and this was really, really great, is that we could have screenings. We could just get a digital projector and hook up the Macintosh. If I needed to just see the picture all the way through with an audience, then we would just rent a space at Paramount and project it digitally. It was fantastic. People were coming in from other movie projects and just saying, "I can't believe that you're projecting this off of your Macintosh." I was like, well, not only that, but we get to go back within this next hour and make changes. We can show another screen in another couple of hours. And so it was very friendly for a team who were trying to find a specific look and specific tone to the movie to have that at our, at our service.
How did this sort of whole, methodology and workflow develop, involving photochem and having, HD dailies available and done by the same people who are going to later do the DI and also the role that Billy played. I don't write about too many movies where the editor is really intensely involved in designing the entire workflow as well as editing the movie.
Well, that's just the way Billy does it, and I always feel very safe when he's in charge. He knows what my needs are in terms of how to work. We aside from just the one-on-one between the two of us, he has such an extensive knowledge of post that very early on he's working with Photocam. Photocam would always supply a theater for us to view cuts. We want to view a cut of the movie. We just throw it up in Photocam and watch it. And so there was this, it felt on this movie more than any other that I had, or others that have worked on the movie with me had experienced, that the communication was just so seamless, it seemed like, because of how we were making the movie. You know, we were in Billy's comfortable studio, you know, and we would have our music composer, Scott Belmar, back in Memphis, and he had eyesight, you know, onto your Macintosh, and we would have meetings where we would show him parts of the scene just by way of the camera, and I could kind of talk to him and figure out the tone of how I want the music to go, and right there he could start playing stuff for me back in Memphis on his organ or, you know, electric guitar, and he'd record it right then and zip it over into our drive, and we would drop it into the picture, line it up, and show it to him again, and we'd be like, oh yeah, that's how it needs to sound. So it was just something where I soon realized that there's going to be a day where I could actually just, you know, fly Billy out to Memphis and, you know, edit anywhere, because so much of what we do is sent to each other by way of online, including backing up our files, you know, to the backup vaults that happened every day.
Digital Content Producer Podcast.